Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle.
Alright, y'all, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. We're back. We are here for round 2. East Cleveland police getting indicted. Welcome. Before we even get started, Homewood in the building. Road Boy for life. 15208 412. Come holla at your boy. Alright. Got that out the way. Welcome to the page. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are getting ready to finish this. This is part 2. Told y'all I was coming back with the second part. This is going to be a 2-parter. Whew, it's kind of juicy. To watch these boys get caught up in the shit that they do. I got my hot tea. So, let's get started.
Anyone you know has any further information regarding abuses by the East Cleveland Police Department, please call their hotline at 216-583-5343. That's 216-583-5343. Again, the actions we've witnessed here today were not all of the incidents, but they're an illustration of the task that was put before us. And it is a task that all the members of our agencies take very seriously. And all we can do from the victims at this point is continue to vigorously pursue justice on their behalf to right these wrongs. And then,
all right, before we get back into this, people, if y'all just caught this or y'all just new to the channel, welcome. But this is the second part to a video I did. Y'all can go back and watch the first part and y'all understand why it starts from where it starts, because this is the second part. This was a long video, y'all. And, whoo, boy, like I said in the first one, they don't care. They don't care. They don't care. It's like they got a hit list on melanated people. And I can't say just melanated people. They got a hit list on people, period. Some walk out, some roll out. Some get put in the back of the police car, some get put in the bag. Excuse me, I got tongue tied. My Social Security all off. You know, but like I said, some get put in the car, some get put in the body bag. Some get put in the cell, some get put in the box. Either way it go, they don't care. Even if they put you in the cell, they still going to try to do something dirty and underhanded. Well, let's get back into this.
next couple of weeks, we will be issuing a release detailing the 11 incidents with additional videos. This time, if there's any questions, Greg, come on up. We'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have today.
Mike, can you talk about the scope of this 16 officers from one department, and has there been anything like this in Cuyahoga County or Northeast Ohio? That just seems massive.
It is massive. I think right now that department has 24 officers, active officers, and what we have right now is indictments with
No wonder they hiring for police officers.
Current and former. So of those 24, we know 4 of the remaining 24 are currently will be remaining. So again, the real victims here was the entire city, all of the citizens of East Cleveland, who had to live in a city with fear to do everyday chores, to get simply pulled over in the fear of what may happen when they were simply pulled over or perhaps confronted while walking the streets. And it's hard for me to imagine what they've had to endure. But one thing is sure is that we are working our best to try to rid that department of all bad actors, of all criminal elements who are engaging in this type of behavior, so that department can start from building block one and build a department that is based upon respect and following the rule of law. And that's what we need to see in East Cleveland. And it's not going to be easy. In this environment, it's very difficult to find police officers, and to find police officers where the pay scale may not be as competitive as it is in other cities. And so they have a very...
I wonder what he meant when he said this kind of in this environment. Is he talking about the crime environment or the neighborhoods or the police department? I think he's talking about the police department. What y'all think? Yeah, I think he's talking about the police department, y'all. He looked like he ain't had no sleep. Like he just frustrated. But that's what happens when you put that gang out on the street and give them a badge and give them a gun. They think they own people. They think can't nothing happen to them. You know? It's a shame that they go around the different neighborhoods and pick and choose who they want to do that to. They won't go to the suburbs and do that. They'll ride through the suburbs and wave. But I don't know.
Difficult challenge ahead in East Cleveland. This is not going to be easy to rebuild that police department, but it is better to rebuild from the ground up than endure the conduct that we've seen committed in these videos. And so, you know, I hope there's additional assistance, perhaps from the county sheriff's department or perhaps the Ohio State Highway Patrol, to protect the citizens of East Cleveland. But, you know, the sad reality is they needed protection from people driving around in East Cleveland Police Department cars. And so we may have to take a step backward, and maybe that's what we did today, removing those officers because there's not as many officers on the street, but we will be taking many steps forward when we put quality police officers in that city who follow the law and respect the citizens that live there.
Bottom line, was the culture of that department just broken?
You know, it's the fact that there has been 16 current or former officers, but I'll say this also, you know, clearly based upon the sheer number, you know, you were probably seeing individuals who were hired, who were taught by people who ought not be
That's
teaching.
not me moving around, y'all.
And so I'm hopeful that if we remove the bad actors when they hire new staffing, that they can be taught professional law enforcement techniques in respect and respecting people's due process under the law, and that people are treated fairly within that city. And that's my hope. And again, I want to stress that this investigation was conducted by law enforcement officers. The chief of East Cleveland, the new chief, was instrumental. He seems to be an individual who wants to do the right thing, and we're hoping that's a good start. But we had to remove the bad actors, and we continue to investigate. This is not over.
Is there a cultural problem inside the walls of that police department?
I would think, you know, I'll say this too. There are good police officers in East Cleveland who come to work every day and do what's right. Unfortunately, there was a substantial number that weren't doing what was right, and that has led us to these indictments over the last 6.5 months.
6.5 months. They got pounds of indictments. Granted, there might be some good police officers around, scattered here and there, little sprinkles, but still, does the public trust them? The community doesn't trust them, because if you're a good, so-called good cop, and you see your fellow officer doing something that you know is wrong, or do they step up and say something, or do they just keep their mouth shut? Because mind you, once you join the police, that's like a brotherhood. And they don't want you to turn their back on them, because if you do, I don't know, they'll probably make your life a living hell. Threaten you, start putting up accusations on you, start doing all this, doing all that, blackballing you in the station, doing whatever. So, if there are good cops in these cities, or you know what I mean, in these forces, what can they do? Is their backs against the wall? Or will they speak up when they see something wrong, or will they just say fuck it and just keep letting it happen? Let me know what y'all think.
Chief's office looking at cases over the years, people get convicted that came out of the Detroit Police Department?
Well, I'll tell you what, we have a conviction integrity unit, but we are looking, and we will look at anything that's before us. But fortunately today, we will continue to look. Fortunately, we look, and we have to look and verify what's presented to us. So certainly anything's possible. We will certainly take, if there's any attorneys or any defendants who think there are issues with their conviction, they should certainly have their lawyers reach out and contact this office. And we will certainly look at what's happened in the past.
Can you discuss how far you guys had to go back? You mentioned 2018 as one of the points. But really, how much time these officers have with the department, how much time some of them currently still with the department?
I'm not sure I understand your question completely.
That's the video.
Speak to how long they've been there. Yeah.
With going into specific facts, what we can say is
Hey, this guy look like FBI, y'all.
including the
Look
Cleveland
at him.
FBI, were given allegations.
He
and,
look upset. He
again,
look like
thankfully,
he's ready to press
the Cleveland
charges on
FBI and other
somebody.
law enforcement agencies, they've taken each one of these allegations seriously and has vetted them through. So some of
I apologize for the clicking sound, y'all. I don't know what that is. You know, my internet up here in our office has been, it goes crazy. It goes crazy. So if y'all hear the clicking and y'all hear the little,
might be there,
like fire crackling, I apologize for that. It might be my internet, or it might be their video from their live feed, but I don't know. So let's get back into it.
the alleged criminal conduct has taken place up to 5 years ago. But again, we will keep looking back within the statute of limitations as well as other cases and continue any other cases that are alleged to have happened. And again, I would like to refer again to what Prosecutor O'Malley mentioned earlier, the Cleveland FBI hotline. If there are any allegations of corruption or misconduct, please call the Cleveland FBI at the hotline given, and we will look into those allegations.
And I think, you know, it was unfortunate because some of the videos, they should have been spliced a bit differently, but when you saw that one individual get hit by the car, what you didn't see was, it appeared to us, and hopefully we can get that video corrected, that the police car drove into him. So you may have saw him hitting the...
Oh yeah, that is right. If y'all watched the first part of this video that I did, the police officer, same name kept popping up. Same name kept popping up at least 5 or 6 times. He hit dude with his car. Shattered his pelvis bone. And then said the suspect struck his vehicle. Well, I guess he would strike your vehicle if you hit him. And you clearly see in the video, dude was walking. He wasn't in no car. He wasn't on no bike, no motorcycle, no scooter, no roller skates, no roller blades. Wasn't even on a snow sled. Dude just was walking and he hit him purposely with his car. So I don't know what the East Cleveland police, I don't know what they better stop drinking that water. Something in the water. Or the Krispy Kreme donut shop didn't have no sale going on that day. These boys was mad, but something got to, oh boy. Woo! I can't even speak on it. Let's get back into this, y'all.
windshield, but what you didn't see, and I regretfully that you didn't see, was the police officer taking a left turn and didn't appear to slow down or didn't appear to avoid the accident as opposed to driving straight into the guy. And so I wanted to clear that up. And then, you know, if you notice, it's a common denominator in these last videos, other than the one where the guy's just breaking the phone for no apparent reason, was that people in these videos were giving up. They were showing their hands. They were not threats. They were acquiescing to the authority of law enforcement and putting their hands up in all of these instances. And that wasn't enough. And I don't know what else a citizen can do other than surrender and put their hands up and hope that the arrest goes by the book and things are not escalated. And what we saw here was escalation. And it was escalation.
That's why I say citizens don't trust the police no more.
Yes.
Prosecutor, I want to go back. Sorry, journalist. Matt, you said there are 24 active officers in East Cleveland.
That's my belief.
Okay. And
24
have been indicted in the last 7 months.
Woo.
Including 4 of the 24.
And 4 of the 24. So how many are left in East Cleveland?
Well, technically, even the ones who are on leave, who are currently indicted, I suppose are left and probably have civil service rights.
Okay.
So I guess that would leave
Probably approximately 20.
20 who can probably get in a patrol car and
20.
drive around.
They have possibly 20 police left in East Cleveland to patrol. Man, let me. It's sad, y'all. It's sad. It's sad. Remember back in the day when the police would see the kids playing outside, they would just pull up and sit and talk to them and get out. They would actually get out the car and have a conversation with you. If you see the police get out the car now, they ain't coming to have a conversation. He got his hand on his hip, his holster button is already unbuttoned, and his gun is halfway out. Either he got his hand on his gun, mace in his hand, or he got it, or he's going for his taser. It's so crazy how things have changed over the years, but police brutality has not changed. Died down a little bit, but it didn't change. It's still there. They still the overseers. So let's get back into it.
No police officers to police the city.
Correct. And again, to the best of my knowledge.
And to verify, there's 26 current.
Oh yeah, because some have gotten hired in the last few weeks.
Okay.
But I don't know if they're actually, they may still be going through initiation, but yes, there were a few that were hired in the last week or two,
Thank you.
thankfully.
Prosecutor, are most of these hires from the previous police chief? And
All of these incidents occurred under the previous police chief.
so it's stopped now?
It's certainly reasonable to draw that conclusion.
As the county's top law enforcement officer, when you watched these videos and you watched what was occurring, what went through your head, what went through your heart, prosecutor?
I was appalled that we could be witnessing a guy handcuffed and his head stopped, or witnessing a guy handcuffed and being tased while handcuffed repeatedly, which to me is a form of torture. And so certainly I was shaken. My next thoughts went to the victims of these incidents and how they're doing. But what we saw, again, were people who had surrendered and were being brutalized. And it upset me, but it also lit a fire in me that these things had to be fixed. And so fix them we will. And so that's what brought us here today. And we're not done. We continue to look, and we will correct. And again, my thoughts are with the people of East Cleveland who've endured this. And, you know, I hope
Y'all see me shaking my
that
head
as
and
we
talking to my
transition
baby
to a
over
new
here.
department who follows the law and respects humanity and respects
Deuces,
the
babe.
citizens of that community,
you later.
that we will build a department that is something that community can be proud of.
How did you find these particular allegations, video from these incidents, in terms of the videos that you just showed us here? Where did you get that video from? People come forward and tell you?
Well, I can tell you many of the incidents were reported, but I'll turn it over to Greg. We've got tips came in indicating that this was the subject that we should perhaps take a look at, and look, we have. And so it was a variety of means, but Greg, you want to get into the details?
We've had citizens' complaints. We've had colleagues within our own office review body cameras and bring it to our attention of concerns. In one of the videos, documents were falsified and the victim was actually charged with felonious assault on a peace officer. An independent video corroborated that that was not the case. The charges were immediately dismissed against that victim based on the evidence. And again, I have to go back to the dedication of the law enforcement officers that have worked so tirelessly on investigating these incidents. They've gone through hours and hours of video, poll cameras through the city of East Cleveland, through the city of Cleveland. They have verified minute details that have, in this case, exonerated some of these victims.
How long up until this point today, where we're at now, was it when you guys received those tips and now have indicted these officers?
I can tell you that we move as fast as we can. All cases take time. Witnesses have to be interviewed. Documents have to be reviewed. But I assure you, the FBI has given us their resources. Our own investigators in the Public Corruption Unit are working tirelessly. And I assure you, this is not over. More
Do you believe the problems go inside this department?
Any allegation will be investigated thoroughly and vetted.
Are there currently active investigations ongoing that have not been charged yet?
This investigation does continue.
Are these officers in custody?
They will be receiving their indictments as every other defendant would, and will be having an arraignment date set at the later date.
And let me ask too, I know we have photos of 9 of the previous 9 officers. Are there photos of the additional 7?
Photos will be released when they are arrested and booking photos are processed.
And those can be requested to the sheriff's department.
Okay. Well, do they have a deadline on when they have to?
I'm sorry, I'm reading this little article.
The clerk of courts assigns the arraignment date. So the public docket should have the arraignment date, and I believe actually was published as we started this press conference.
Are they going to be allowed to self-surrender, or will they actually be actively arrested?
They can surrender.
In addition to Cleveland FBI, can you tell us the agencies that investigated?
So further additional agencies have cooperated with not just this matter. The Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation has assisted us in this investigation. Forensic accountants have assisted us in this investigation, as well as the Ohio Department of Taxation.
You guys said the 26 current officer number. Is that include officers that are on leave now?
Well, there was 24, I think 4 on leave. I think they've hired 3, but I think it'd bring it to about 8 now on leave. So we're somewhere in the 20s or low 20s.
Are the ones on leave still getting paid?
I do not believe so, but you'll have to verify with the East Cleveland Police Department.
Are there any other questions at this time?
What would you say to the people of East Cleveland who for years have said, we have a police department that doesn't respect us, doesn't respect our civil rights?
We've heard your calls, and we've responded, and it is our hope that this new chief and the new applicants bring respect and a department that that community can be proud of. And that's my hope. And, you know, time will tell. Again, it's a very difficult environment to hire police officers, not just in East Cleveland. I mean, every city is struggling to hire officers. So I realize it's not going to be difficult, but this was the right call, and it was done, and we've done our best for the citizens of East Cleveland, and we continue to work this case.
Something's in my eye, yo.
I would like to thank you. It's been a long time coming. And justice is being done. And I respect what y'all are doing for our city. Because we've been crying out for a long time without these cops that's doing the things that they're supposed to do and breaking the law and doing all this corruption. And I honor you today. Thank each and every one of the staff. Looking into it and caring about the people. Yes, we do need a sheriff department up there because I have meetings online and it's all the change. And if they don't, if the mayor of East Cleveland don't tell them to stop it, they won't stop it. I have passed legislation of Tamina Chapman. And it was legislation was passed of her being here for the chase. I really appreciate everything that y'all are doing for East Cleveland. You're giving us hope today. And you're giving us breath. There's somebody out there who cares about us. And we don't have all bad police officers, and I respect everybody, but you're doing your job. And I'm proud. Thank you so much.
Thank you for saying that again. You know, this is it's going to be very difficult, and I feel, you know, my heart's with the citizens of East Cleveland, but this is not going to be an easy job, and that's why I hope we can bring additional resources to that community while we undertake the process of rebuilding that police department to something that we can all be proud of. And you know, I've reached out to the sheriff. I'm hoping your police chief reaches out to the sheriff. I've called people that have influence and can make decisions for the Ohio State Highway Patrol, and it's my hope that we get some assistance from the state of Ohio to try to bring law enforcement agencies in that city that will respect the people and do what's right. And I'm very hopeful we can do that. But again, I appreciate your kind words, but we got to together rebuild that department to something we can all be proud of. And again, I just thank you for coming. Thank you all for coming. And again, this was not an easy day. It's not been easy watching these videos, as I'm sure it wasn't easy for you. But we will continue to work, and we will continue to investigate to fix this problem. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the second part to 11 former and current East Cleveland officers indicted. This just happened on March 8th, 2023. So, with that being said, let me know what y'all think. Leave y'all comments down below. Feel free to comment, you know, but please keep your comments nice and civil. No getting irate, talking down on anybody, replying to anybody's comment real ignorant or nasty. Because if you comment, these are people with their own opinions, and everybody's entitled to their own opinions. So we don't need to be on here shooting each other down about what this person says, what that person says, or what this person says, or if this person thinks this or if that person thinks that. But if anybody thinks that they're right, don't come on my page. Don't comment. Don't do nothing. Don't do nothing. These police officers are dead wrong. And that's coming from the DA, the district attorney, right here. That's coming from him right here. FBI right here. You see that folder in his hand? It ain't empty. So, appreciate y'all coming out and hanging out with me. Run and go tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your uncle, tell your brother, tell your daughter, tell your sister, tell your cousin, tell your girlfriend, your boyfriend, even your sneaky link. Tell him. Tell your goldfish. Come on down to the channel. Hanging with Carlos Tipton. Make sure you hit that like button, share, subscribe. Give me the thumbs up. Hit that bell notification so you know and get notified next time I come on or drop a video in your lap. So until then, y'all. Love y'all. Peace. Stay blessed.